So I have like these cans, right?
Oh dear
I
God.
got them straight from the canning factory. It's like, do you know there's a place called Deep Ellum in Dallas that does like actual brewing and canning there. And since I worked for a company that does distribution things, we actually go to their store, and I've actually gone to the back, and I just have a bunch of cans without the top on them in my room now.
Hey, good for keeping change in.
Well, nope, I'm hiding my pills in there. So now it looks like I'm drinking pills, but nope, I'm just taking a pill.
This has to be one of the weirdest cold opens we've ever had.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean,
a heck of a claim to make.
It could be worse. It could be that time where I read an entire shit post.
That
Oh,
was
God.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, we all just kept quiet to see where you were going with it.
I didn't even know where it was going.
Hey, welcome to What Are We Reading?
We don't
Yeah,
have a guest this time.
Well, I mean, my question is this going to be like the last time we had a special guest, in which she just spent the whole time teasing you and then questioned us on our opinion regarding carpet and hardwood.
What?
Yeah,
that was a
happened.
fun one, though.
That was weird.
I like that. We should. I wonder how they're doing right now.
I mean, we have another server where she's in. You could always ask her.
Oh right, I could be social.
Anyway, why don't you introduce yourself?
What?
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh. I guess, Ichi-tan?
Do you want the giant or do you want the regular?
Like, what?
Okay, we're joined here by my good friend and pimp, Ichigo Koneko.
Also known as Ichigo Kurosaki.
Shut the fuck up, Tom.
What? That wasn't Tom.
Oh, I don't know who the fuck said that then.
No,
Got him.
No, I'm Tom. I'm.
Oh. But
I mean,
like,
you probably
no.
will say that at some point in time during this thing, but
okay,
like.
but yeah, no. So, you introduced me wrong. I'm not your pimp. I'm your senpai. Address me as such. Like.
Oof.
Oh God, they're clear.
What the fuck, dog?
Dog.
I'm sorry. The dog just ran through the fucking living room and ripped an extension cord out of the wall.
What?
Why?
Because he's stupid and doesn't know how to like step over things, and he's also a puppy. So.
What kind of dog?
A Saluki.
What's a Saluki?
Give me a. So. There's a thing called Google. I don't feel like explaining this crap.
Okay, I'll
Well,
check
you
it
see,
out on
you've
Google.
given a word that's kind of hard to spell.
I'll just voice. I'll just voice.
Long boy. It's long boy.
Okay, Google.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's
no,
like
no, it's not working.
I think it's
Okay.
SALUKIE.
Siri, what's a Saluki?
What's this?
Okay.
Oh, darn, I had my volume off.
So it's,
Okay, that kind of long boy. It wasn't the long boy I was thinking.
Siri, again, what's a Saluki?
Okay.
It's
let me get a
like,
picture. Hold on.
They're like sight hounds.
Yeah.
So they're very
I've
tall
probably
and
seen
skinny.
them before.
You see them all the time on like those like Purina dog shows and crap like that. They're used a lot in like the Middle East? Like the Middle East, and like they're kind of used by like the sultans. Like they can go in a sultan's tent and not be like considered dirty, and like they part of the reason why they survived. They've been around since like ancient Egypt. Like too much stuff for me to like remember right now.
It says it's really closely related to the Afghan hound. So
yeah.
Hey, Llytic, South African or Irish?
I'm neither, so...
No, not that. What should I change my Siri voice to? South African or Irish?
Irish.
Definitely Irish.
Done. Okay. My Siri is Irish. I've been using her to get all the way here from home, and
I've been using her to get all the way here from home.
yeah, she in Google Maps. You hear Siri's voice, and the way she describes the roads was so weird. Like she doesn't say going forward, or like the way she'd tell me to turn was just not saying turn left. It was like I can't even describe it. But yeah,
it was some weird eldritch tongue.
Pretty much. It was understandable. Like I get what she was saying, but at the same time, I've just never heard it say that way before.
I get what she was saying, but I don't know the words.
Siri, tell me something fancy.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
Alright. I hate my Siri. Irish Siri's a dick. I tried to tell her, I asked her if she'd tell me a joke, and she straight up says no. Yeah, she'll tell you jokes sometimes, but sometimes she's just like, nah.
So how bad do you have to be like rejected by a computer?
Depends on the computer standards.
It's an Irish computer, so.
I mean, those are pretty low standards from what I've understood.
Ooh.
Now it's Irish, not Scottish.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But no. I mean, like, sheep.
No, that's Welsh.
Borscht.
Or New Zealand.
I've heard stories.
I've heard stories.
Anyway,
That means no.
You may be wondering why we brought a guest here
I don't
today.
want to start this.
Frankly, I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of become a tradition when we do like a neckbeard story to bring a guest on board. So
we only did that once. The other guest was a person who wrote a neckbeard story.
Oh,
I mean, I've had a
shot the
few
shit
neckbeard stories. I've just never like posted them on Reddit.
Well then.
Are they
At some
crazy
point,
enough
we
to
may
post
end
on
up talking
Reddit?
about this. Anyway, we are talking about a neckbeard story, and I did have to make sure we haven't done this one before. But it's the Chronicles of Forksbeard. Also, should probably mention that any stuff you have Ichi-tan that you want put into like the description for links and shit, probably should tell me those at some point.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you that information.
Just say that your people will find you. They know where you are.
Technically speaking, she does know where I live.
I mean, I know the general area, but like, I couldn't find it. I'd
Don't
be
worry,
like,
I could help you find it.
oh, okay.
I know where he lives.
The
Oh
only
my.
person here that does it is Tom. I'm safe from Tom.
But like,
No,
that's
I mean-
also like a 2-hour drive just to Creep, so I don't know.
But yes, I saw fitting to bring on a semi-professional cosplayer friend of mine to talk about neckbeards.
Yeah,
Why are you bringing professionals into this thing?
Ever said professional?
semi-professional.
Semi-professional.
Same. Shut up. How about that? Yeah.
Anyway, we're just gonna start this part 1 of the Chronicles of Neckbeard. Forksbeard. Fuck.
A
And
neckbeard made out of
nothing
forks.
I mean, that's kind of what he wanted to do, so I mean, it
That's what
worked.
they all want to do.
Oh my gosh. You just made me think of something called thickbeard.
Ew, I don't even want to know.
I'm gonna look up is
No.
thickbeard a thing? Let's
Nope.
see.
Zane,
No,
we
don't do
can't-
it.
You can't put off reading this forever.
I can try.
Start us off now. Greetings, fellow neckbeard enthusiast. Boy, do I have a story for you. And
Oh,
I'm warning
baby.
you now, this is going to be a long one. So grab your menage of alcohol, a mandatory bowl of popcorn, and start and enjoy the shit show. Fuck.
Oh man, I don't have any alcohol. That sucks.
I don't have any popcorn.
I ate it all. Tom,
What?
your line.
Oh, okay. Do I read the cast of characters and the one after that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the cast of characters. A. Hey, I'm A. I'll be your narrator for this story. I'm a 5'7", 7-inch chocolate brown-haired girl. I'm also a girly tomboy. Some of my hobbies I have would make me neckbeard bait. For context, my name can be gender neutral. For example, Sam, Samuel, or Samantha.
Ah, yes. A, the most gender neutral name. M, my manager, picture a Brock Lannister lumberjack.
Lesnar.
What?
A Brock
Fork laser.
Lesnar lumberjack without the beard. He's a good guy, but watch out. If you cross him, he will rip you in half.
And I guess next line goes to Ichi-tan. Starts with Ashley.
Oh, Ashley, the packaging supervisor, doesn't play a huge role here, but you'll find out why I include her in the story.
S, my co-supervisor of the machining department, doesn't play a huge role here.
Forksbeard, the villain of this story. This guy stood at 5'11". He claimed he was 6'2". I'm being generous here, but he had to be at least 350 pounds of fat. Some of the guys in my department joked he was a human forklift, i.e. lifting the fork to his face. He had all the stereotypical features of a neckbeard: long greasy hair, wisps of pubic-like hair on his neck, ill-fitting clothes. The smell, the best way I can describe it, is a severe case of swamp ass with you to Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Ah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's just...
Ugh. Ugh. I'm getting sick. Now I'm going to start with a bit of backstory so you understand the context of how I came into contact and worked with Forksbeard. Also, I don't remember every single interaction with him, mostly due to the fact that I learned to tune him out, but the stories I'm including in this series are the most memorable ones.
Like most people's interactions with me.
Wait, is it my turn again?
Yes.
Oh.
We're doing this in an order.
Oh, okay. About 2 years ago, I worked at a furniture factory as a machine shop supervisor. Prior to that, I was a full-time CNC operator. I still operate machines from time to time, depending on the workload or if an operator quit. My company was going through financial issues, mostly due to bad decisions on the upper management side and issues with guys on the floor. It's hard to have a successful company if you only have a few people that give a shit and the rest don't. My manager, M, had a few floor meetings with us in order to resolve the issues, but I'm not upper management, so my ideas don't count. M and I ended up butting heads quite a bit. A few times we got into screaming matches where the other office staff had to break it up. I started updating my resume and looking for a new job.
I may have thrown his desk at one point.
It
was really unfortunate, being as his office was on the second floor.
Oh, man.
Around this time, one of our forklift guys handed in his 1 week notice. I told the guy I didn't blame him and wished him the best of luck. Im tried to convince him to stay. From what I heard after that, the guy gave Im an impossible task of fornicating with oneself.
Ooh.
Hey, it's possible if you're determined enough. 2 weeks
later... Would you know from experience?
One incident with a cloning machine, and I never live it down. 2 weeks later, Forksbeard entered the picture.
This was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday of that week. I was working on one of the CNC machines for a couple of weeks on the back wall behind one of the edge banders. You can easily miss me if you're not really looking. I caught him out of the corner of my eye and glanced in his direction. That's when I spotted Forksbeard. Let me tell you, my ladies and gentle sirs, I felt a great disturbance within the force. Im was giving Forksbeard a tour of the shop, and I saw Im had some papers in his hand. Looks like Forksbeard was starting today. A neckbeard that is coordinated enough to operate heavy machinery. I was surprised. I also had a bad feeling in my gut. I had to give Ashley a heads up.
Aside from me, we had two other women in the shop, Maria and Ashley. Maria was our finishing and quality gal. She was in her mid-50s, so I'm pretty sure she was safe. Ashley, on the other hand, for an Asian woman in her 40s, she looked like she was in her mid-20s and acted that way too. Thus the name. She hated me, and the feeling was mutual. Long story in and of itself, but even so, there was no way I could not tell her about the potential danger. I went over to her desk and asked if she had a second, and gave her the rundown of Forksbeard. She paled a bit.
Me. The main problem is I don't know if he's the racist type or not.
Well, what do you mean?
Me. I paused for a minute to figure out the best way to explain it. Well, there are two types. Type 1 is the ones that will chase anything that glances in their general direction. Type 2 is they might be willing to date you, but they can't because they need to keep their race pure or some bullshit like that.
Oh, Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Wait,
lot of neckbeards tend to be white supremacists, and even more of them seem to have an Asian fetish. Not in like the aesthetic way, more just the whole thing of like Asian women are stereotyped as submissive, therefore they're better for some reason.
Oh my gosh! I swear, if he's the racist type, I'm going to stab my computer. I know they did nothing wrong, but they're putting this on my screen.
And technically, you put that on your screen because you clicked on the link.
Shut up! No.
I'm just gonna keep out of stabbing range of Zane for a while.
Ashley, she closed her eyes and had a look on her face like she was trying not to scream. Thanks for the heads up.
Hey, is it already my turn again?
Yes.
Oh shit, sorry. Friday rolled around. S and I were in the office we shared, going over paperwork and other stuff for the following week, since he was going on vacation. So I would be stuck doing paperwork, cut bills, receiving logs, and assigning jobs to guys, including Forksbeard. I was not looking forward to that. We were finishing up on expecting deliveries for material we needed to start on some of the jobs we had when Forksbeard walked in.
Oh, hey, us. Oh. He looked at me like I was something tasty. I didn't know they let office staff back here.
God. Stop.
Blah. Blah.
Me. I'm not office. I'm A, the other machine shop supervisor.
But you're a girl.
Man, I hate this guy already.
Fuck.
Just a pause.
We turned Zane into a tea kettle.
I am an angry kettle. I must be a calm kettle.
Get him off the stove.
Get him off the stove. So, just a pause for the cause. As you can tell, I work in a male-dominated field. I'm only speaking for myself here. But there are 3 types of guys that I've worked with over the years. The first 2 are the majority. They either think it's cool that a woman is doing trade and is refreshing to see that they don't care either way as long as you pull your weight. And the minority are condescending asshats that believe that women don't belong doing male work and should be at home or at least something along those lines. Over the years, I've developed a strong spine and a sharp tongue.
A woman supervisor. Shocking, I know. Just being a smartass.
Really?
S was standing beside me, not sure what to do at this point.
Forksbeard. He looked dumbfounded. What? I was told you were a guy.
Me? I kind of doubt that. You assumed I was a guy due to my name, which everybody calls me by the shorter version. But you know what they say about assumptions. You make an ass out of yourself. I motioned to the papers in his hands. You actually came in here for a reason other than to stare at me.
Forksbeard turned a bit red in the face. He glanced at the papers, then handed it over to S and quickly left.
Why do I have a bad feeling right now?
Trust me, you're not the only one.
Ooh, baby.
Chronicles of Forksbeard. Enter the beard. Welcome back, readers, to part 2 of the Chronicles of Forksbeard.
It's a Monday morning. In the early spring, in my neck of the woods, meaning it's wet and gloomy, out until mid to late spring. I'm working on my first cup of coffee, which is starting to kick in. This week, S is on vacation, and I'm stuck doing paperwork and assigning jobs in the meantime. Every Monday morning, we have a quick, this is the current plan for the week meeting in my office. I handed our saw operators their cut list for the day and let them know we were expecting a couple of deliveries that week and might have to stop and switch over to the new material. The rest of the crew, I told them, to continue with what they were currently working on, and we'll go there if anything. I'll be around the shop, floor, or my office if they need anything. Then there was Forksbeard.
Forksbeard's job as a forklift driver was to pull material for the crew, empty bins of garbage and scrap wood into the larger bins outside, keep track of inventory, and if he didn't have anything to do, help someone on the floor, shop floor. Holy sh! In the floor shop.
Floor shop.
Yes, I love
Door
the floor
stuck.
shop.
Door stuck.
This morning would be a bit busy for him.
Me, giving Forksbeard his pull list for the day. Here's your pick list for today. Can you also grab another lift of 4, 4/quarter, or 1 for you non-wood people? Maple for the lumber crew. The amount that was grabbed on Friday wasn't enough. Also, the bins need to be emptied this morning too.
I'm very thankful for the qualification, being as I am not a wood person. I am in fact a flesh person.
Okay.
For you non-wood people.
For you wood people. That just kind of seems to like insinuate that all the wood that they use is like taken from a race of wood of like tree people.
Am I made of inventory, or is inventory made of me?
It's like now we know what happened to the talking trees in Lord of the Rings, why they're not around anymore.
They
Yeah,
killed
the
themselves.
poor imps never stood a chance.
They started selling their own flesh.
Stripper trees! Stripper trees!
Plot
Nice.
twist, A is actually a treant.
And I'm very sad because I'm looking at my Lord of the Rings Middle Earth map pillowcase right now.
I'm just thinking, like, they're trying to go on strike to, like, you know, bring attention to the fact that their people are being used as material. And they do something
now-
similar to, like, the Buddhist monks who burned themselves. So
Oh,
there's just
God.
a bunch of trees on fire, but everyone's just like, yeah, free firewood.
And now I'm thinking of the song The Trees by Rush.
Whose line is it?
Anyway,
Zane.
It's
Zane's
Zane's.
Forksbeard had a look. Is
Yep.
that mine?
Yep.
Forksbeard had a look on his face that I couldn't place.
Forksbeard. Why are
couldn't
you a
place back then.
supervisor? How'd you get the job? I don't know why I did that.
You tried.
It
I
wasn't
tried.
bad for a first attempt.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh.
Oh.
What you really need to do is try to swallow your own jaw. The only way I've ever been able to do the voice is to retreat my own head into my shoulders.
Here we
Do
go.
the voice
So-
of the ghost from Sonic Adventure 2. You play that, right?
Adventure 2 Battle?
Yeah. You know, the
There.
one
There.
with the
Ghost
giant
guy?
That's
ghost.
my response to the talk like you're swallowing your jaw.
God damn it.
Oh, jeez.
But where's the lie?
You'll never see it coming.
No. Now, my dear readers, the tone he gave me was one of disbelief. As I said, I've worked with asshats before, so this was nothing new to me. Currently, this is my first encounter with a neckbeard, but I've had a couple of encounters with nice guys, TM. Physically, there
I
can be
wanna
a huge...
get physical.
I'm just thinking about one of the songs from the Apple. Physically, there can be a huge difference between the two. Emphasis huge. But mentally, not so much.
Oh baby.
Oof.
But I'm going to pass on a bout of wisdom I learned. I've learned. I learned myself over the years. Know who you are and what you are. People will try to use those doubts and failings to try to break you down. Don't let them. Nothing will piss these people off more than keeping a calm demeanor and a smile on your face.
Me, because I promised him I would blow him if I got the job, I said sarcastically.
Dang.
She does not take anything from anyone.
What is that noise?
It's me reading ahead and getting very angry.
Oh, we're on your line.
That's why I got faster and more angry.
That's what she said.
Got him.
It's gonna be one of those episodes, okay? You promised
Forksbeard,
what?
you promised what? Oh, he looked pissed.
I looked at him. Seriously? I guess you don't understand sarcasm.
Also, Tom, just to give you context, typically it's nothing but dick jokes whenever Ichi-tan's involved.
I mean, you know. Look, I'm not gonna lie, my mind has permanent residence in the gutter.
Okay.
That might actually explain why I just escalate so much when you're around.
You must really like dicks too, then, Llytic. If dick talk gets you escalated.
I mean, you saw him in those shorts. There's something
I am
going
a
on.
Slut for sex. Like,
what? I mean, but who isn't?
nuns.
Me, because I'm still a virgin boy.
You don't know what those nuns do behind closed doors?
Never come this way before. Probably the cobblestone.
Got him.
Forksbeard had a confused look on his face.
Me. I was screwing with you. I paused for a second. I became a supervisor due to the fact that I've worked hard and I know my shit. Also, being eager to learn really helped. Besides, what difference does it make if the supervisor is a guy or a gal as long as they know what they're doing?
Because a woman can't do a man's job.
Fuck that shit. Me. Funny. M doesn't seem to have any problem with me doing it. Let alone running some of the equipment. Just the noises he's making.
Angry boy! Angry boy!
He sounds like my friend's Chihuahua when she's disgruntled.
Disgruntled Chihuahua. It's an amazing name.
Honestly, it's just an entertaining noise also.
It's just a massager, that's all I'm using.
I was about to say, that's a massager of some kind. Like, either you have, like, some sort of, like, massage system in your chair, or...
Nah, I just have an actual massager.
Is it a massager or is it a massager?
I was trying to hold off on that joke.
Well, it's a massager, but I might not be using it for its intended purposes.
You can't back out of that. You can't back out of that.
I'm not trying to.
And train of thought derailed.
Oh, God. Forksbeard, he started to get a bit flushed in the face. Of course, he's a Chad. Oh, God. Okay. He only gave you the job, so you owe him. I bet you have no problem spreading your legs for him.
Me.
Oh, it's my line.
Wait, yeah. I was like, I didn't think it was my turn yet. There it is.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh.
Flattered, but he's not my type.
Forkbeard, you need a real man to take care of you. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I actually threw up in my mouth.
You cut out for a bit of that, too.
You need a real man to take care of you, not some Chad promising you and holding it over your head.
I rolled my eyes and sighed. Dude, I haven't had enough coffee to deal with your bullshit. Get to work. Some of the guys are waiting for you.
How dare you disparage the good name of Chad Thundercock? We haven't had him in a while.
Nah, I was kind of curious where he got off to.
Probably would have to save the day.
I was about to say,
probably
last we checked with the joke, he was a male stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's saving people's day that kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
He's definitely someone's savior, then.
Oh my gosh! All I'm thinking now is just like some dude and only like his like a speedo, but the speedo has like wings attached to it.
Remember,
What?
ladies, you can't touch the merchandise.
I just thought of someone doing like
Well, you can if you pay the right price.
Not when the bouncer's looking.
I just thought of someone like having a transformation like Puri Puri Prisoner from One Punch Man, except it's Chad Thundercock.
He just
And then he goes to
flexes
save
and
the
his
day.
clothes fly off.
Yeah, then he goes and saves the day.
But
Me pointing to the door. Get.
Go on, get out, boy.
Go on, get out of here.
Being a bit red in the face, he quickly turned around and left. My gut was kicking in again. This ain't going to be good. Now I'm willing to bet there are plenty of you asking as to why I wasn't getting him involved. A couple reasons.
1. I'll admit women tend to have a bit of a stigma in the trades. There are 2 types. The weak crybabies and the go-getter... The getter dunners? There you go.
Gator Dunners.
Get her done!
God damn it. Dan Whitney, what are you doing here?
The crybabies are a good portion and the ones that don't last long in any trade due to the fact they might break a nail or, God forbid, they might have to do physical labor. So the stigma of those women come on to us getter dunners. It's not fair, but it's a fact of life.
I know. Breaking a nail is a serious problem.
I broke one the other day. It was very painful.
Yes.
I still have a crack from when I broke one of my nails.
I keep mine trimmed so that doesn't happen.
No, a weight fell on top of mine.
Oh, ow.
And
I
was
dropped a brick on my hand as a kid.
Ow.
I was lucky I only got a cracked fingernail.
My whole issue is I have a bad habit of accidentally backhanding walls.
Oh, you
Your
too,
pimp
huh?
game strong.
Which is also why nail polish doesn't tend to last too long on me.
Nah, it's not that your hand keeps hitting the wall, it's that the wall wants some nail polish.
That wolf's been acting up.
Now it's gonna turn from fingernail polish to hardware nail polish. Yeah, I
Would
suck.
that just be hardware? Walls don't have nails!
If you're hanging like pictures or
you know,
something.
drywall.
I'm just thinking like, you know, whatever that bottom railing on the bottom of the walls, whatever that's called? You know what that's...
Trim?
It's not the trim, the molding, I think is what it is.
Oh, yeah, molding.
Just picturing it's molding polish.
There we go.
2, if you have an opportunity to screw with someone, why would you waste it? Or would you waste it?
Oh.
Not really.
I probably would, but I try not to be. Well, you know what? I'll shut up. Later that week, I was having lunch in my office. I was chilling in my chair. Yeah, the chilling in my chair. I can't talk today.
Gotta go where everybody knows her name.
I was chilling in my chair and reading the latest romance novel I picked up. Yes, I like reading romance novels. They're cheesy, but that's why it's called fiction. That's when Ashley stormed in my office.
Honestly, that's a power move. Think about it. Let's see that like Forkbeard comes in and he sees this like lady reading a romance novel in the management chair. Just how pissed off he would be. Like she puts down like the book. There's like that erotic Chad looking dude on the
excuse me, that's like, Fabio. Get it right?
Yeah, Fabio. The one
so a Fabio lookalike, not the actual one. I don't know.
No, the actual Fabio was on old romance novel.
He was, but his face was typically altered in some way because of the fact that he was a bit of a butterface.
Well, anyway, it's just she sets Fabio down on her desk and just looks up at Nick like, what?
Sets Fabio down on her desk, like, excuse me, baby, I'll be in the back in a minute. Stay there looking sexy.
Fabio sleeping his way up to the top.
Honestly, props to this girl for being just like, I'm gonna read a romance novel at work.
I read romance novels at work.
Well then, I don't read at work. I wish I had time to read at work.
I was gonna say it depends kind of like the industry you're in as to whether or not that's more of a power move.
Yeah. Ow, my finger.
I read books that will fit into my pocket at work. Like, most of my books are large because I get the really big paperback versions.
Ooh.
Guess what I accidentally brought with me?
Huh.
Where's the light switch? Here we go. I brought the Religious Bodies of America. It's
Okay.
literally just a book that tells you the difference between like a Catholic and a Lutheran, and like a difference between like a different kind of Lutheran. Like, it's just literally a book on all the different kinds of like religions in America.
Why did
Oh my god.
Different denominations and such.
Yep, the part 1, the Holy Oriental Catholic and Apostolic Church. Part 2,
Oh
the
my-
Holy Catholic Apostolic Roman Church. Part 3, the Lutheran Church.
We're getting off track here.
For some reason with that, the only thing I could think about is like one of those guides to animals or whatever, to where it's just like a picture and then average height, average weight.
Hold on.
Diet.
Average Roman Catholic.
Your average Roman Catholic is somewhere in the range of about 5'8". Diet largely bread and wine. I believe it's Tom's line. No, wait, no, it's Zane's line.
Oh my god, what an asshole.
Nice to see you too, Ashley.
Not you, Forksbeard.
Not you, Forkhead.
Forkhead, the DLC for Cuphead. I groaned. What did he do?
Long story short, Asian women are good as lovers, not mothers.
Oh, good lord.
I pinched the bridge of my nose and told Ashley that I'll take care of it. A little while later, I saw Forkbeard headed to the shop floor. I quickly headed for the floor and poked my head out. Forksbeard! I'm in my office! He had a deer in the headlights look on his face and came in sheepishly. Oh, well.
I don't know. Now I've just got a
Hang in
mental
there,
image of like in her office, right behind her chair. There's just this full body poster of Fabio, just looming.
I'm just thinking she has like a little minifigure of Fabio too, and that's what she sets down on her desk.
It's like a Dakimakura print, but of Fabio, and on her wall.
Fabio Dakimakura.
Oh god.
Nope.
I was about to say that's a deep cut.
Wow. I mean, considering that they have that freaking Lamia one that's like 50 feet long, like.
Yes, but most
I
weebs
want
don't
that.
know Fabio.
How about we do Fabio body pillow?
That might actually work better.
I don't know. I don't think this is Fabio, but this is something. If it'll load. Well.
That's like some Asian dude.
Who is? That looks like one of the characters from the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
It might be Kiryu.
Don't get me wrong, a lot of them are fuckable, but
Whoa. Whoa.
Boyfriend body pillow, blue and white husband pillow, and men. Fit companion pillows for singles. Forever pillow.
Oh, those stupid ones that it's like the chest and the arm, and it's like wearing the button-up shirt. Oh my god.
Yes, so I'm
those ones are.
on Amazon right now, and guess what? There's a huge pecked version.
There's a huge peck one.
Oh
Boyfriend
no.
muscle man arm pillow.
Oh no.
That way I
Who
can
needs
be
that when you can
held-
just have a
Two
companion
used
view?
and new? What? You can buy these used? Bro.
Ew. Oh.
That way I could just be held by Arnold Schwarzenegger as I drift off to sleep.
Oh god, no! Why would you buy these used?
No,
I mean-
what do I want to? I want to click. Why did I click that? Ew! What the fuck? It looks like fucking.
He's got a
It's so orange.
He's got a.
It looks like fried chicken.
I'm kind of afraid to click this link. But
It
I'm going to
looks
anyway.
like
It's
a freaking fried chicken breast.
It's not like it's a link to the Moby Huge, Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, I know. I clicked
Why
on
does
it.
it have nipples?
his nipple.
Oh come on, it's not that bad.
I mean, if you like fried chicken.
Okay.
You know what kind of nipple that is? That's the I'm gonna poke out of your bra kind of nipple. That's what that dude has.
My nipples are as hard as diamonds.
He's got those nipples where you can always tell when it's cold. Regardless of how many layers he's wearing.
Alright, I'm about to look up something really weird.
Oh my god.
Man?
We're so far off topic.
Nipples poking out.
Oh my
god. How to hide pointy man nipples.
How to hide.
An in-depth guide.
You buy pasties. Look, I have friends that are burlesque dancers.
Oh yeah. I'm just imagining like some big dude at the gym, like as soon as he hits the showers, just takes off his shirt and just pasties.
Like really cute pink bunny wants to.
No, it's the hearts.
Oh.
No, no, it's the leopard print hearts. You know those saucy ones.
Either that or black X's.
Guys are kooky.
I believe we just did line, so it's now Ichi's.
Wait, what?
I don't drink, but sometimes this channel makes me want to.
So anyways, Forksbeard. Oh, so yeah, Forksbeard's like, whatever she said, she's lying.
No, you had the one above that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, the one above that was Zane.
Zane had the one above that one.
Did he?
That's where it said deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he came in sheepishly.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So anyways, she's okay, so me. I crossed my arms and I had a pissed off look on my face. Carrot explained to me what happened today. And then that's where he's like
Fabio looming.
Yeah, Fabio looming. She's like this.
Whatever she said, she's lying.
Yeah, that.
Red-faced.
Yeah.
She didn't mention a gender or a person connected today, you idiot.
Yeah, that's typically a pretty good way to just incriminate yourself.
Yeah. So.
Care to explain what happened today? Nothing happened today. What do you mean? That's what you say.
No, care to explain what happened today? Well, I had a lovely lunch.
Well, you see, I took care of those things you told me to.
Just stare blankly. Huh?
That'll piss
Liam's response to everything. Huh?
Huh? Zane, it's your line. Huh?
That happens a lot more than... That happens a lot.
I believe it's Zane's, actually. No, wait, no, it's Tom's.
Yeah, Tom.
Oh,
Tom.
Shoot.
Tom.
Stop looking up pasties.
Huh? Alright, thanks for proving what an idiot you are. He tried to say something, I cut him off. What I said next was direct and firm. Forksbeard, not another word out of you. Do you realize your behavior was extremely inappropriate? Not to mention that's racist. Do you understand that no workplace tolerates that kind of behavior? He stood there, turning redder. I will be sending in a report to him. What he does is up to him, but I'm telling you this right now. You bullet shit one more time. I'm aiming for your job. Am I clear?
Now it's Zane's line.
Forksbeard nodded. I told him to get out of my office day. That's just a free pass to go home.
That's not what that means.
If he was moving a pal with a pal check, he would try to push me out of the way. And let him...
What?
Oh, I skipped a line, sorry. I hate this. He ran out of there. Well, with his weight more like waddled out, I wrote up a report and sent it to M in the HR department. M called me not too long after that. He asked the details, and I told him what Ashley told me, but if he wanted more, he would have to talk to her about it. It was quite on his end. I had to ask if he was still there. Oh, it was quiet on his end. I had to ask what happened there, but he was fuming. I heard later that M gave Forksbeard a verbal ass whooping.
For the next couple of weeks, Forksbeard became a gentle sir. No, not really. All he did was annoy me. If I was moving a pallet with a pallet jack, he would try to push me out of the way and let a man do his job. My usual go-to was to tell him to screw off and continue with what I was doing. He didn't like the fact that I didn't need his help. He tried to berate me for rejecting a real man's help. Again, screw off.
Is it really that hard to ask someone if they want help?
Yeah. Apparently for this guy it is.
You just say, "Hey, you need some help over there?" And if they say no, you're like, "Okay, cool." And then you're
Hey, you need some help? No. Do you want some help?
No.
Cool.
Or you could just be like, "Hey, you're kind of higher up the ladder. You sure you don't want me doing this instead?" I'm trying to do my job.
You sure you don't want the grunt doing the grunt work?
Exactly. I'm kind of hired to be a grunt. You sure you don't want me grunting?
Zane, are you trying to sleep your way to the top?
Sleep?
Oh, baby.
Maybe. What?
It's my line. Yes. Yes. During his bout of gentle sir business, my company was going to be attending an expo to show off our designs. So I was assigned the duty of building the large shipping crate to protect the furniture going to site. The 2x4s were cut and screwed together to form the base and skeleton of the crane. Plywood time. Plywood is best for shipping. Due to being a strong yet cheap material. 3/4 inch thick by 4 foot wide by 3 foot.
8 foot.
8 foot. Please be patient. I have dyslexia. Long piece weighs about 70 to 80 pounds. If you know the proper carrying technique, it's quite easy. If I was near the end point to finishing the crate, all I had to do was cut one sheet of plywood down to 2 smaller pieces to cover the end of the side panels. So I made my way over to the lift of plywood to grab a sheet. Need some help, my lady?
No, I'm good, Forksbeard.
A lady shouldn't be doing a man's job.
Good thing I'm a tomboy, so that rule doesn't apply to me, I said with a big smile on my face.
This pissed him off.
No shit.
I demand you let me do that for you.
You know what an angry neckbeard sounds like?
Blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
That sounded like something completely different.
Whoops.
An angry neckbeard and his vibrator.
Oh.
Ew.
Tom is uncomfortable.
You're always uncomfortable.
True.
I stepped back and motioned for him to go ahead. He began to struggle with the sheet of plywood. He was grunting and was sweating profusely trying to pick it up. Trust me, it was sad. That's when it dawns on me.
Hey, Forksbeard, have you been trained on the Altendorf, aka a very large table saw?
He's wheezing a bit. What's that?
That would be a no. Put down the plywood. I need to do it myself.
But.
The last thing I need for you to do is destroy a piece of equipment or for you to cut your hand off. Put it down.
I mean, one of those isn't so bad. For everyone else.
For everyone else, yeah.
I mean, breaking the equipment, that's bad for everybody. Him losing a hand, not so much.
Well, incident report, and then, he could try to sue.
Well, no, he's using equipment he's not certified for. That's
If
just
he-
stupidity on his part.
But,
Yeah,
like I said, even though if it was his fault, he would still try to sue. They're not smart.
Yeah, and he'd lose. It'd be hilarious.
Depending on the situation. So long
Yeah.
as there are security cameras.
If he's even if he uses it, even if he's not properly trained, it's still a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can sue. It's just a question of whether or not he's justified for it.
Just picture him bringing it up to a lawyer and the lawyer being like, no.
Granted, this is why I don't try to use equipment I don't know about.
Yeah, that's a generally smart move.
Yes.
That's why only people 18 and up or whatever could only use the forklifts, not the cardboard smasher in the back of grocery stores.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or why I had to get training to learn how to operate a skid steer.
That's why you need training to even handle things like food.
That's kind of obvious because you don't need it infecting people.
You can infect people that way.
Always make sure not to grab the cups by the top when you're serving them, people. I guess when Yes, Zane?
What? I was
Are
gonna
we-
say always grab it by the top, because fuck you.
Okay, guys, can we try to get back on topic a little bit, because I will have to log off soon. I've got a freaking Clockwork Orange movie party that I'm not gonna miss.
Guess when I mentioned the cutting your hand off part, something in his brain must have kicked in, indicating, gee, I might get seriously hurt. I quickly grabbed the sheet of plywood and made my way to the saw. 2 minutes and 3 cuts later, I made my way back to the crate and finished it off. Forksbeard was sweeping the floor, but he had an aura of pissed off floating around him. I guess he didn't like the fact that I was more of a real man than he was.
Well, that's the end of this story. Well, goodbye.
Zane, you're not escaping that easily.
Yeah, but she has a party. Come on.
Chronicles of Forksbeard, Fun in the Sun, Part 3 of 4. Welcome to Part 3. I got 2 stories here. Nothing huge, but looking back on it, I thought it was quite funny.
Summer's in full swing and it's getting hot and humid as hell. Tour, especially in the shops, it's usually
Okay.
it's actually pretty low. Celsius is for losers. Isn't there on a good day? Now with this particular story, let me give you some context. I wax. I do it because I like the feel of smooth skin, and I would only have to do it every 5 weeks or so. Unlike shaving, which I would have to do it every other day, I also find I tend to itch and stink a bit more when I don't wax, since the sweat and grime tend to stick to the hair more so around the private property. If you know that reference, good on you. So for the people out there who don't wax, let me give you a little lesson. Hair needs to be a minimum length for the wax to adhere to, so you have to grow the hair out a bit. Unfortunately, Forksbeard saw me in my unwaxed. That guy looked at me like the way the dog looks at a beef roast. What the hell is it with neckbeards and women's body hair? Anyway, that weekend I waxed everything, and on Monday I had an earful.
Forkbeard, I can't believe you subjugate yourself to oppressive beauty standards.
Let's see. We have clothing, sunscreen, and bug repellent. Hair's not necessary anymore. Besides, that would imply I give a crap what you think, which I don't.
But hair is what defines you as a woman.
Excuse the fuck out of me!
No, fuck that. That shit's like itchy and annoying.
This guy's
I can't believe I had to read that.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry. Like, this man is mentally deficient.
Mentally deficient.
The dude has no rights being alive. He's too dumb to live.
I think the term is neurologically impaired. Is what he is.
I mean, just
he's a dickhead.
That's someone who
I had to pause for a second there. Seriously? So does bleeding for a week to 10 days? He's got a. That is what defines a woman, man. Bleeding. Bleeding in a certain area during a certain time of the month on a certain day, localized entirely within your kitchen.
I mean, guys can kind of, do that if you just target the right artery.
I mean, the Aztecs used to. That's how they communicate with the gods.
I just meant what happens naturally.
Fire.
I just meant what happens naturally. Chill.
I mean, that does happen naturally when you cut a vein.
Well, stop.
It also happens naturally when you inject the inner lining of your uterus, but...
It also happens when I store too much pee in the balls.
That's not how that works!
Alright, can we get back on track, please?
It's your line.
Oh, Forksbeard. He had a disgusted look on his face. That's quite unladylike for you to say something like that. Yeah. Come on.
Come on, spit it out, guys.
Spit it out.
It was
You knew it.
also unladylike when I threatened to bite your dom's dick off, but that's a different story.
We're having
In my defense, he threatened to face fuck me.
Oh my god.
Just read your line, Llytic.
Really? I guess you don't like the fact that women shit too, right?
Oh.
Stop that. It's disgusting.
Oh, that's too bad. You should see the grenades I dropped. It causes the water to... Speaking of which, first got to my new apartment, I took a shit so big I couldn't flush it. Just one huge long turd.
Beautiful.
Thanks for that.
Thane, I appreciate the information that you're comfortable enough to share that with us.
Oh, it's not even the worst. My siblings used to Snapchat each other to see who could make the longest shit.
What the heck?
Okay. Anyways, at this point, he had to leave. I guess these guys don't like the fact that women are mammals too, and everything they do applies to us as well. Must be nice living in your own fantasy world.
It is nice living in my own fantasy world. There's hookers and blow and blackjack. Mostly just blow. On to the second story for this post.
Hold on. Why the fuck are you eating that?
Yeah,
He's trying to eat the McDonald's bag.
You don't eat the blow, dude. You blow it, right?
I'm sorry. I'm new to this plan.
Sorry, no. The dog was trying to eat the McDonald's bag, and
It probably smells the food on it.
Yeah.
Something like that. Dogs are dumb.
yeah, he's a puppy. He's still learning.
I started going to the gym at the time of this post 3.5 years ago. I was chunky back in high school, but after I left and went to college for my trade, the weight slowly started coming off. I used the gym at school off and on, and by the time I finished, I had a bit of fat. The gym I go to is on the way home from work, so I stopped by to check it out. I ended up meeting the owners. It looked like a great place. I took a pamphlet and looked it over. The following week, I signed up. It's a great place. Sure, you have Instagram models and gym rats, but overall, it's a great place to go. I'm not bragging. Okay, maybe a bit. But I've got myself some nice biceps and a killer butt and thighs.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how badass this girl is?
You had me at biceps.
You had me at I read romance novels at work.
No, I like just the whole thing here. She is not taking anyone's shit, and she's doing good for herself. So awesome! This is awesome.
I mean, a
So
lot
my
of
workplace-
people in these stories don't, but
But this
Anyway.
one more so than most, it seems.
I don't know. October threatened to stab him.
Yeah.
True.
October's wild. This is different.
So my workplace has slightly different hours compared to other companies, but some have started to adopt the same policy. We work 8.5 hours, 4 days a week, allowing us to get off 2 hours early on Fridays. For that fact, I end up hitting the gym on those days for at least 2 hours. Now, I don't know how Forksbeard saw me, but he did. The next day, I was stuck working a half day. Some parts for one of our projects had to get finished. Surprisingly, Forksbeard decided to show up, which he never does when asked to do overtime. I guess it would cut into whatever hobby he does on the weekend. Then I get the first thing in the morning.
Yes, his hobby, a.k.a. furiously masturbating.
So, Forksbeard,
To lose weight, not
why do you go to the gym? Women shouldn't have to lose weight.
It's my line.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You took
It's
too
my
long.
line.
You took too long.
No, I didn't. It was
Yes,
Tom's
you did.
line, and then I was going.
Nope, you took too long.
You just
Well,
sat
Llytic
for a bit
stole my
muttering
line,
to
so-
yourself, and she started reading.
Fine.
Well, if you're gonna read, fucking read.
Why do you go to the gym? Wouldn't you have to wait? Not look at you like so. Yeah.
Did he cut out for anyone else?
He cut out.
He cut out for everybody.
I'm sorry, Zane.
Why do you go to the gym? One shouldn't have to lose weight. Not to mention all those chaps that look at you like some object.
That sounded like Snape.
As opposed to this giant living tub of lard who looks at you like some object.
Well, unlike yourself, I like the fact that I can walk more than 10 feet and not wheeze. Also, there's a huge difference between losing weight and losing fat.
Only men should have muscles. You are wrong, my good sir.
Then why don't you have it? Then why don't you have any? I motioned to his gut.
I have muscle. He tried puffing his chest. It didn't work for him.
Says the guy who can't lift a sheet of plywood.
Damn.
Oh shit, these roasts. She's thrown so much shade they call her the umbrella. Then came the excuses flying out of his mouth.
I waved him off. Yeah, keep lying to yourself. You're just lazy, and from the way you smell, you eat like crap too, which doesn't help either.
Well, I know alternative facts to the mainstream knowledge. I'm perfectly healthy and superior to you in every way.
He wasn't vaccinated.
No. Sneeze on him.
His mom was an entitled Karen. Me, I turned to him and crossed my arms. Fine. Then would you care to explain why you're heavily sweating right now, and I'm not? Explain why after walking 10 feet, you wheeze, and I don't. And explain why I can lift a sheet of plywood, and you can't. I stood there, waiting for his answers.
Forksbeard started getting flustered at this point to give me this jib. You wouldn't understand it. A woman can never understand. An entire woman. A woman can never understand it. The man away can.
How constipated are you?
Pardon?
That sounded so genuine.
Well,
Ichi?
What?
No.
Oh. To give a non-answer like that confirms that you're full of shit.
Ooh, roasted. Got him.
Fucking umbrella.
Insert gif of Kelso going, burn.
God damn it. He turned red. He started getting flustered again and started having a tantrum. I can't remember what he said. Thank God for selective hearing. But I wouldn't put it past him spewing some other bullshit.
Nice.
Now we're on to the final part.
Chronicles of Forkbeard, the final chapter, part 4 of 4. Welcome back to the final installment and downfall of Forksbeard.
At this point in the story, my resume started getting around, and I've had a couple callbacks from a couple companies. 2 of them I ended up interviewing with. I was getting I was quite happy, and no, it was not based entirely on Forksbeard. You know the saying, shit rolls downhill? That's all we were getting from upper management, but none of us could really do anything because upper management needs to approve it first. Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows.
Upper management sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Generally.
Anyway, the second to last story finally pushed Forksbeard out of his gentle sir persona. One of my CNC guys was out for a couple of days. I think his wife had to go for day surgery. I don't remember what for. No problem. So I'm back on CNC duty. If you want to know more of what I'm talking about, go on YouTube and type in CNC machines. And you should have some autofill options you can pick from and a bunch of videos to understand what I'm talking about. So that morning I went over to my machine of the day and began the booting up process. While that was happening, I grabbed my first load of parts to work on and lined up the other ones after I was finished with the first batch. I went over to my machine and loaded up the CNC program and started the program the machine for holes to be drilled and cuts I needed to make. Due to the fact I was focusing on what I was doing, I didn't see Forksbeard coming my way until it was too late. I honestly wish the Jaws theme song would play in real life sometimes.
Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Full version win.
What are you doing?
Programming the machine. You mind? I'm busy, I said, not looking in his direction.
You can run you this?
I can run 2 of the 3. What's it to you? Again, I'm not looking at him.
Well, where's Adam? Isn't this his machine? Adam is our other CNC guy.
He's out for a couple of days, so I'm taking over for the time being. If you have a point, I suggest you make it.
Here we go again.
I apologize, Zane.
How can you run this? Women aren't enough to run machines. What kind of world did you live in before this? Where did you come from? Who raised you like this?
Whoever that was, they failed.
Big time.
I sighed. Here we go. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw my other CNC guy waving his hands trying to get my attention. I waved back and raised my index finger, indicating I would be there in a minute. I turned to Forksbeard and said, "Fine, if you're so damn smart, why don't you program it then?" And I walked off. So I made my way to see John, the guy that was waving, was looking for clarification on the drawing he had for a custom piece he was working on. We reviewed it, and looks like engineering forgot to add a couple of measurement points. I told him to talk to Ariel, one of the engineers, and made my way back to my machine. Forksbeard was gone. I looked at the program I was working on. Nothing was changed. I later caught Forksbeard and asked him what happened.
He tried brushing me
On the
off.
attack.
I play this Redditor in attack position. He tried brushing me off. That machine is old. It's beneath me to use.
Like
That
your
machine
mom.
was a recent... What?
You know what else is beneath me right now, Forksbeard? Your mother.
That machine was the recent model that was bought 2 years ago. You just don't know how to use it, I said in an accusing tone.
Excuse me.
How dare you? He was a bit red in the face. I could easily operate any machine in this place.
I gave you the opportunity to do so. Why didn't you do it then?
Like he said, it was beneath him. As in physically beneath him. It was too low for him to see because his gut was in the way.
Yeah.
He got flustered again. I could see the look on his face while he was quickly trying to come up with some kind of excuse, and just walked away from him.
The final showdown came about 1 week after this last incident, and 1 week before I had handed my notice in. Twice a year, the supervisors have a safety meeting with their respective groups. We all hate it, but health and safety make us do it. Basic stuff, make sure you have your steel-toe boots on, safety glasses, earplug or muffs, so on and so forth. All the guys were grunting, yeah, except for Forksbeard. I finished the meeting with, "Are there any questions?" Forksbeard raised his hand.
Why should I waste my time listening to you? He said with a shitty on it.
Why was he starting to turn into Shaggy?
Why should I listen to you, man?
Because he's having so much pain reading this that his voice is slowly cracking and becoming weaker.
Hey, Shaggy is not weak.
No, you are, though.
Yikes, that one stung.
Sorry.
Me, because I'm your supervisor, and it's part of my job to keep you safe on the job. My gut was acting up. Something wasn't right. Dun dun dun!
Because M, being the stupid Chad that he is, made the terrible decision to hire a woman instead of a man.
I groaned. All the guys started getting uncomfortable, and S looked like he wanted to punch Forksbeard. I told him I had it.
Oh, please do tell as to what I should be doing with my life.
Forksbeard, you should be at home. Women need a nice guy to take care of them.
No, he'll call me a whore for not sleeping with him. It'll be really confusing.
I'm confused now.
And pray tell, who this nice guy is? Oh, wait! That's you, right? I said sarcastically.
All women want are those stupid chads. They never give us nice guys a chance.
Again, have you seen his jawline?
What jawline?
Swoon.
Alright, Cupcake, I'm going to tell you the truth. You know why women want chads and...
You're cutting out again.
Oh god.
Alright, Cupcake, I'm going to tell you the truth because it appears no one has ever told you. Do you know why women want chads and not nice guys like you? Let's compare M and you. M takes care of himself. You don't. He takes pride in his appearance. You don't. He works out. You don't. He has self-discipline. You don't. I'm listing these things on my finger. She's turning red at this point. You claim to be a nice guy. No, you're not. Nice guys don't give backhanded compliments and break down her self-esteem. Nice guys don't treat women as less beings, and trust me, you've done that to me plenty of times. Nice guys don't turn into assholes when rejected. Nice guys don't call women sluts, hoes, whores, and any other derogatory term and try to hurt women. You're an asshole who's a child, snotty narcissist, and not to mention a complete underachiever and everything.
Roasted. Oh god. Oh god. This is gonna pain me to read this. Oh god.
Hang in there. We're almost done.
Forksbeard turned a shade of red, and I thought was not possible on a human being. Then he screamed this out. Stupid bitches like you are only good for servicing cock.
I think you have her mistaken for me.
Yikes.
Fucking hell.
I'm leaving that one alone.
My crew's jaws dropped. It would have been comical if the situation wasn't so serious. I'm surprised you can still find it under that gut, I said to him. He was opening his mouth to some more, but we heard someone clearing their throat. We all turned. M was standing there.
Ooh.
How much of that did you hear?
All of it. He turned to Forksbeard. Forksbeard, my office. Now, he growled.
Forksbeard turned a shade of white that Casper the Friendly and the crew took the cue and ran back to the station after the fire. Forksbeard started making his way to M's.
M, how long has this been going on?
Pretty much the day you hired him.
The guy's been giving me the heads up about Forksbeard.
I figured as much.
Why didn't you tell me?
If I ran to you every time a guy was an ass to me, would you have respected me as much as you do?
M opened his mouth and closed it. I had a point.
I'm going to kill him.
Don't hurt him too bad. He still needs to empty the bins.
That way he can be stuffed in them. Forksbeard was suspended for a week after that bit. I handed my notice in. It wasn't happy, but there wasn't much he could do. I've been with my new company for almost a year and a half now at the time of this post, and it's been going great.
I was inspired to post these stories due to me running into my old coworker S a couple of weeks ago when I was out pre-prepping for Christmas. We shot the shit for a little bit. That rhymed. Then I asked him about Forksbeard. He was canned about a week after I left. Don't worry, I got details. The beard got lonely after my lady left, so he turned to a new target. That target was Ashley. From what S heard, he got bold. During one of the work breaks, Forksbeard went to hit on Ashley in the employee break area. She was not having it. That's when he tried to force a kiss on her.
How can you read the room that terribly?
She screamed and she slapped him across the face. He stumbled back and a couple of guys jumped on him. M's office is not far from the break area and came running. A quick survey of the situation, he knew who the problem was. He grabbed Forksbeard by the throat. I'm surprised he was able to find it. Dragged him outside, beat the shit out of him, and fired him on the spot. Yes. Nobody heard about him since. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he did the stereotypical thing and is hibernating in his basement somewhere.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's not even his basement, it's a stranger's basement. He just somehow appeared in there.
Oh no,
terrible. Or we can hope the world got a little bit luckier and he's dead now.
He suddenly ceased to exist after he was fired. It was really fucking weird.
His ego shattered so hard that his body went...
As he's walking away from the building, like you just see him start to like dissipate. Becomes more and more transparent until eventually he disappears.
Just
Mr.
evaporates.
M, I don't feel so good.
Oh, God.
So like, I just, like, oh my god, that was like, that was really cringy, but I don't think it was like the worst I've read.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, that was a really good story.
But like, so like, again, with like me being like a cosplayer and stuff, I've had like plenty of encounters with like these chads and neckbeards and supposed nice guys and stuff, and it's like always just different things. Like, and God, what are those? What do you call the ones where like they try to like accuse you of being like a fake nerd because they don't think
Gatekeepers.
What? Gatekeepers? Oh yeah, I've had a few
I
of
was
those.
just gonna say a prick, but
Oh yeah, well, so like a couple weekends ago when I was at Amicon, like I did Spider-Gwen, and I'm blind as hell. My eyes reject contacts, so I have to wear my glasses with my cosplays to be able to see.
Did they?
And so, yeah, I was Spider-Gwen. I had my glasses on, and this guy came up to me, and I think it was when I had just kind of like temporarily got separated from.
I was about to say I don't remember that one, so I think that would have been when we weren't there. I wasn't there with you.
No, I think it was like one of those moments where I kind of like had got temporarily separated from like you and my friend, because I think y'all were both looking at like different booths, and I kind of moved on to a different vendor booth.
Yeah.
So like, there's this guy who was like, "Nice Spider-Gwen," and I was like, "Thanks." And he goes, "You know she doesn't wear glasses, right?" And I was like, "I'm well aware of that, but I am blind as fuck, and I can't wear contacts, so this Spider-Gwen has glasses. Got a problem?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, it's not correct." And I'm like, "So?"
You know what you do? Be like, "Hey, buddy, watch this. You take off your glasses, slide them under your hair where they can't. Strike your pose for the pictures, and then put your glasses back on."
Or just kick him in the balls. That's also a possibility.
I can take them off, you dipshit.
I was like, and like, he was like literally the only person there that had a problem with me wearing the glasses. Everybody else was like, didn't care.
I didn't even know you were wearing glasses until you mentioned it.
There's one at every con.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like, and then he comes back with like this gem. I'm like, so like whatever. And then he comes back with this other gem, and he goes, also, like, you don't have the right body type for that.
He did not.
Wait, oh my.
He did not.
He did. Okay, because like, I mean, you'll like, I shared the picture earlier. Y'all have seen it. Yeah. I'm not very tall, and I'm very curvy.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, and I was like,
what?
I was like, excuse me? And he goes, yeah, you're like too fat for that. And I was like,
oh my.
What
gosh.
the fuck
Boy.
did you just say to me?
And
oh my god.
And you say you didn't kick him in the balls.
I did not want to get kicked out of the con. I just walked away. I was like, I can't lower myself to that stupidity.
Ugh.
I just walked away. I was like, I'm not gonna continue this. Like, wow. I mean, like, that's not even the worst. Like,
yeah, that's like standard.
I mean, that's kind of pretty standard. Like, you're always gonna run into those people. No, what the worst is like when, like, whenever like, there's guys who like find out that like I'm a cosplayer and stuff like that. They start asking pretty general questions like, "Oh, who do you cosplay?" Da 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 da. But then it starts getting weird, and they're like, "So, you ever had like sex in your cosplays, or do you ever do like role-play sex in your cosplays?" And I'm like, no, like,
that seems too hot.
And
like,
even
if
that was a thing that you did, that's none of their business. Like,
right, but like that's the thing. It's like, it's also the thing. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. There's some girls who'll do that, you know.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like I spend a shit ton of money and time on these cosplays. I'm not gonna just do that for some weirdo's fantasy. Like
we've known.
And besides, and like the thing is, it's like I also do like a lot of like charity events that like kids attend, and I just don't want to have that like be like, oh, you know, like if I were like do something like that and then turn around and wear that cosplay to like a charity event and be sitting there like having that memory associated with it. It's like, no,
that would be awkward.
And you know, like it's just like I don't know.
People are stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, we've had some weird sex-related conversations, and that has not come up once.
I thought I told you about that.
I don't think you've taught me. Taught me. Holy
shit. Ooh.
Told me about that one.
Oh.
Freudian slip.
The real question is if you have actual spider webs in your costume, did you swing around the controller?
Yeah, there's Zane asking the serious
I'm
questions
this
here.
Conversation. Thwip.
Goodbye.
I must go. My people need me.
No, I don't have the web shooters, but like after that, I just kind of like want to like either buy some or build my own, and then anytime a conversation like that happens, just like aim it at their face and just like shoot their mouth so like their lips are sealed, and then like that's what I think of your opinion.
Or better yet, you could mix it with jalapeno juice.
Oh, that's even better.
I just want to go to a convention now, just your house, like just one of the students, and then just aggressively shout "Fear the deer" at people.
You cut out so much, and all I hear is like "Fear
the deer." I think he's talking about a Fire Emblem student for 3 houses. Just dress up as a generic one of those and just run around yelling "Fear the deer."
Yeah, because the golden deer is the best house, and people gotta know.
Oh, so
I think you should do that, Zane. Like, seriously.
I mean, part of me wants to make God, what's the bird dude from My Hero's name?
Tokayami.
I just remember.
Yeah, I want to make a cosplay of him, right? But then like just be kind of like casual wear and have the shirt that says "The birds work for the bourgeoisie."
That's great.
That's honestly amazing.
There's like, and it's like I also want to like cosplay Aizawa and just like have a sleeping bag that I can actually like walk around in.
That would also be amazing.
Just be kind of like shuffle around and then just kind of like fall to the ground somewhere, kind of pull like a Snorlax. I can't talk. Pull a Snorlax and just like be like, bye, I'm out.
Can I bring a snowplow and push you around?
Sure.
What if they have a poke flute?
They can play my poke flute. No. So I was actually talking to my friend, and I told him he should make one of those like. We should try to make him one of those Snorlax like costumes. It's kind of like those Pikachu and Eevee ones you see, where it's like the big kind of thing, and like he just kind of like just be like walking around cons, and then just kind of like sit in somebody's path, and then just like have a sign and be like, if you play my flute to get me to move or something like that. Just have like a really dirty innuendo on the sign.
Well, that'd be funny.
Nothing's better than waking up to someone playing your flute.
Exactly.
Got him. Nice meme.
I will say, for that latest mishap, I kind of wish I had been there because I cannot take those kinds of people seriously.
I mean,
so it would have been unending laughter on my end.
I like that's the thing. I was just kind of like too shocked to be like angry or anything like that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there's some situations where like it just happens, and you're like, "What am I supposed to do with this information? I was not prepared for this."
Sadly, I'm more prepared for like the conversations to like turn down the weird guys that are like trying to get me to have sex with them in my cosplays.
The
because
thirsty Congoers.
that's unfortunately a conversation I have way more often than somebody telling me that I'm like not canon or I'm not or I'm a fake geek girl or whatever.
No, what
I'm
you gotta do is
sorry,
pull a
but I'm
pro-
pretty sure you're not a canon part of this comic. They don't see you anywhere.
I guess.
No,
I guess
it's
we're
like-
all
it's like-
non-canon, guys.
It's also like a thing. It's like I say because again, like I have my hair like brightly colored. Like right now it's
Yeah.
blue. And
Yeah.
probably in a couple months I'll change it to pink or something like that.
Yeah.
And I get like a lot of the old people be like ask me like why my hair is like that or if that's my real hair, and I'll be like,
yes, I have blue hair.
I'll be like, yes, I have a blue. Yes, I'm the main character. You're just a side character.
I'm a shitty main character. I sit in the back of the class, and for some reason, a whole bunch of women are throwing themselves at me, despite the fact that I have a personality of a wet piece of toast.
Yes.
I
don't know.
The
I was
twist
just
is I'm a
playing a-
girl.
I
was
think
just
there have been ones like that before.
I was thinking like I was just playing a game of Who's the Pro Tag, and I'm winning, obviously.
Exactly. It's like, no, I think
I'm
like the worst thing is about having the brightly colored hair is when people ask me if it's a wig and then like want to touch my hair and I'm like, okay, but then they like pull my hair because they don't believe it's not a wig, and I'm like, whoa, you gotta buy me a few drinks first.
Hands off the merchandise.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, I
feel
really wish.
I
I'm
feel
really
like that went in the wrong direction. I apologize.
I'm really wondering what that one guy's reaction would have been to that one lady who had her face painted up to look like Kratos. Like she had the goatee painted on and everything. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure that Kratos wasn't in fact a 5'8" skinny white girl.
But could have been.
Wearing flannel.
I mean,
If I saw
with-
that girl, she would not like me because I'd just be like, hey, you got a little something on your face there. Just let me, like do like to lick the thumb,
Yes,
pretend
it's
to
the
wipe it off.
ashes of my daughter.
Oh
uh,
You know what? How about I don't joke with you? You have fun at the con. Goodbye.
I'm not gonna lie, like that would have been hilarious if that happened and she responded that way, because responds in character. Or are you
quick
talking
question.
about the tattoo
Quick question.
designed to look after my brother's birthmark?
Whoa.
Okay. Are we still recording?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
so-
still recording.
Okay. I need to head on, so I'm gonna have to exit the call real
Yeah.
quick. So
But you're
I will
already
see
on.
y'all
Don't you
later.
mean head off?
That was
But yes,
Yeah, sure.
that was the story. Special thanks to Ichigo Koneko.
So
Any of her
Yeet.
shit's gonna be in any of her shits that she shows me is gonna be in the description.
Also mine. Just kidding. I don't have any.
That.